be recorded.
Okay, so we're recording now. So attached files, it changed throughout the whole system, and we did it consistently so that you can access all the files easily. So the old Nifty files is gone. I'm going to go pull up the person I was playing with, my fake person. It'll show you that in here there used to be a Nifty file, now it's gone. So we just have Nifty notes, and then of course the Nifty transition. So this information is still there, but you'll see that there's now a new little icon on the right called that's the paperclip. That is the attached files, the new place for them. And so if you click on that, actually I want to click up here first. When you click on that, it will expand and show you the attached files for that person. The files that the state and CQuar users will see are the ones that agencies chose to share with. The Nifty files automatically default to share with the state. So unless they uncheck it, which they've been told not to, then you have access to it. So there could be a thing that they tell you they uploaded it and you don't see it. It might be because when they uploaded it, they unchecked that box, and you would need to tell them you need to go in and check that box so we can see it. And I'll show you that in just a second of what that looks like. And state users, just like before, can't add files, but you can view whatever they share with you. So when you click in here, it defaults to show all of the attached files up here. You can also show files attached to a selected record. You probably aren't going to use this one. You won't have probably that many, I hope, to be going through for a person. But you can use it. There's also a file tag filter, which I'll talk about in a minute. But these three are the three files that I have attached to Lois Lane right now. And if you hover over it, you'll see the description show up, which this one's a better one. So this one's the hearing and appeals letter was typed in. If you click on it, that will send it to download however your browser downloads it. Mine, it shows up at the bottom. There's really nothing in that. It's just a fake file. But so that's how you would download it to get access to it. And then on the Spyglasses, these mean that they're view only to you. And so if you click on that, you'll see there's the file name. There's another way to download it. It says it's the hearing and appeals letter. It's the file tag they attached to this was letters. This was attached by Agent 99, so that would be, 1A or 68 or whatever number that we have usually with all the agencies. The user that uploaded, they uploaded by, so this is where that information is. And this is where they check that it's viewable as well as they can share with other agencies. So they had asked for specifically like hearing appeals letter to be attached to waitlist records. And I'll show you a different way to look for that too, but they wanted to share with agents because they're on the wait list and let them know that, hey, I sent this letter out. So they then know that that the other one did it already and they don't have to deal with it. So they can have that option. But like I said, with Nifty, they default to do that. They can uncheck it because we don't want to disable it because it would disable it for everything and extra coding. So we're hoping that as long as we tell them not to uncheck it, then they won't even touch it. So that's the detail part of it. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I'm covering this order I want. So there's also a delete button, and you're seeing on this one that you cannot delete it, and it's grayed out. And the reason that is because this is not a Nifty-related file. This is actually was on the wait list. Those are things that you can't delete now. They would have been in the regular attached files area if they wanted them to be. So state users aren't allowed to delete those. State users, however, can delete the Nifty-related files that are within this Nifty transition or the Nifty notes section. So I'm just going to show you here that if I click on this record here and then do the show files attached to selected record, that's going to show me just the records they attach here. We've instructed the SILs that all attached files that they're going to do should be attached at this level. And that's what we'll tell them when we have our agents on Monday as well. And so they should be there. If they attach them down here, they're going to, you can still see them with the show all, but for consistency purposes, we ask them to do that. For conversion, however, since Nifty files was this major, area, it wasn't identified to specific notices. So all of those files are going to actually show up under the label of NF transition diversion and not within this. So it's another reason why I'm showing you this. You can show the files attached to a selected record. It's going to be harder for you to find things if you do that. I would just show all and you'll see everything and you can access whatever file they attach to it. It'll just be easier on everybody. and like I said, there shouldn't be too much there. So if I click on that test file that was part of that and go into here, then you can see you can delete that file, because this is the one that was attached to that record. We saw that because I said show files, because you can't see that within this of where it's attached to. But if you see the delete button enabled, you know that that's a NIFTY related file. And then this file tag is in here, which is their old list that they had for file type, same thing, so they can still select that just like they did before. The one change that's different in here is because of this being across the whole system and not just for NIFTY, the delete, we could enable and disable based on where you're at, but we couldn't put on a time limit of the 24 hours that we right now allow agencies to delete these NIFTY files within 24 hours, and after that the state has to do it. So right now, if they upload a file, they then can't delete it. So I talked to them about it and told them that, you'd have to ask the state to delete it, but you guys may tell us, yeah, we don't want to be doing that if it's within 24 hours, still can contact you. And if you want us to do it, that's fine, because we know that we've done this, but we kind of had to. So, just let us know and we can communicate that too. But so they've already been warned, they may contact us first anyway, but we won't touch anything, obviously, over 24 hours old. But you may like that way too, because maybe they were deleting things even within the 24 hours that shouldn't have been deleted, that you've already looked at. So, that's up to you of whether or not you want us to do that, or if you guys just want to delete those files like you do on anything else over 24 hours. So let's see. All right, so then the other thing is if you click somewhere else and do that show files attached, this one, things won't show up. So if I click like on the intake record and change that, then nothing shows up here because there's nothing attached to that intake record. So it's all dependent upon where you're at. That's why I would recommend not doing that. The other thing that is really odd, and I mean, I get it from the programming standpoint, but from a literal standpoint, it's kind of hard, is this file tag filter. So this file tag filter is based on the agency that you are selected in up on the top left. So agent 99 or 98, the SIL demo agent, only has these 4 file tags. That will be true for all SILs. The waiver agencies, however, have the ability to add their own, and they could have these huge lists, etc. But behind the scenes, these are all separate. Even though they're the same name, it's a separate record behind the scenes. So every agent has their own FAN fee sheet filter. So there's one for 98, or not 98, but in the real world it'd be 60, 61. Those are all separate records. So when you select fee sheet FAN from here, it's literally picking that record from the SIL demo agent. So if you had somebody in here that had a whole bunch of different transition records from various agencies, and you were trying to find all of the FAN and face sheets, I wouldn't use this filter because it's only going to pull the face sheets that were attached by this agency, because this selection is based on that agency's list. So like I said, I would not even use this filter as a state user. It's very helpful to the waiver agencies because they're going to have a whole bunch of different types of files. They have unlimited that they can be putting up here with many different categories, and it may help them. But for state users, it's just probably going to cause more confusion. So I honestly wouldn't touch anything up here as a state user and just see everything, and then be able to view that as you need to, because I doubt that they're going to share everything with you anyway to get that really big. But just so you know that is based on the agent up here, which ones you see. So if the SIL that you're looking at is not 98, that you're trying to find a record, then don't use that. Whoops, sorry. Or you can go back out, do search agent, change your agency back to the other agent, the SIL that's listed that you want to get it from, and then you could use the filter. So then I want to show you, if you wanted to, I'm just showing you for reference, but you can see all the files there, but I want to show you that if you go into any of the grid entries, whoops, I got to go back to the other dude. Sorry, I just realized I'm on a different person. Go to George. Oh, wait, I don't know. I thought I put it under her. Oh, I'm a SIL. There we go. Now let me go back to Lois. Just a minute. Just a minute. That was why. I was logging into the SIL and I forgot that I wouldn't see her. Nope, she's not there. She's waitlist. Wrong way. Sorry. There she is, okay. So I was under the wrong thing because I couldn't get access to her. But in here, the wait list, if I go to edit, because I'm 99 now, which they're actually on the wait list for 99, there's a new column for attached files, and this is where you would see attached files related to the waiting list. So this would probably be more for people that are auditing any records. They could use this method to go through and find the files that are attached to those specific records. But in typical basis, you wouldn't care because you can see them all just from this panel. So it's there regardless, okay? So I think it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve to get used to it, but hopefully it works well. But we would definitely, you know, are welcome to any feedback of things that would make it easier to show files back and forth. It's just, this is our first cut at it. And we may have more even from the agencies on that. So that's really all there is about the attached files. I was going to show you waiting list reports, but Elizabeth said she couldn't be on the call, and it's pretty straightforward, so don't worry about it. So, I mean, she designed them, so, so there's that. So any questions do you have?
No, like you said, I think it's going to be kind of getting used to it because you're used to seeing that stuff just down there. So as long as we have everything, you know, show everything, we should be all right.
Yeah, you just need to click this, and then if you want it back out of your way, you just click it again. I forgot to mention that too. That's how that panel works. So you just shove it back down to make it bigger. Now, the other thing I noticed on smaller computers, this will have a scroll bar left and right to get to the little view. So if you have a smaller window than, you know, not a wide screen, I think that may do that. It may not too, because it does it with Compass Next involved, but you guys don't have that as state users, so it may let you take up the whole screen even on a smaller one.
Yeah.
Compass Next that shoves it over for the waiver agencies. So, yeah. Okay.
Okay. Oh, that looks good.
All right. Well, thank you, and let us know, because I am definitely interested to hear how it goes.
Yeah, well, like I said, it'll just something we'll have to get used to, so, but we'll keep you informed.
All right. Thanks.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.